I just rewatched all of the Lord of the Rings films. There's
some bad wigs in there.
There's a few bad wigs, but it's really weird because there are times with actors where the actor is in a really good wig, and then there are times when actors are in a bad wig or they've just said it weird, and it's like. I'm like, is this a reshoot shot? Because this is clearly not the piece of hair that they had like 2 scenes ago.
But that's the thing is that you're same as me. I'm like, I can see that. Like it is.
Oh, yeah.
Glaring. It's like, boom, like a spotlight on it. We're back, baby.
We are back, baby. Oh, it has. It's been a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we had the holiday break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost 2 months.
Yeah,
Not quite in there, so we're back
just
to rolling.
enough time to get sick and getting back from being sick and being busy with holiday stuff. Yeah.
So we're back at it. More movies have been watched.
More movies have been watched.
Yeah. And so for anyone who doesn't know, this is the Check the Gate podcast where Gretchen and I watch a movie and then we talk about it, but we never know where the discussion's going to go. And this time on our return is a Gretchen pick that is so good. Gretchen, what did we watch?
Well, we're doubling it up with our last film watch, which was we watched The Menu. Mm-hmm. So this is another Ralph Fiennes film. It's Strange Days, Catherine Bigelow's 1995 box office buzz, sadly.
Yes. Yeah. It was. Well, and as we were talking about earlier, which I had some timelines in there wrong, a lot of people were coming off of a lot of really big, like Oscar nomination and big deal movies to be a part of this.
Yeah. Has Angela Bassett coming out of What's Love Got to Do with It? Ooh. I think that she even got Oscar nods or noms. I'm not so sure which one. I wasn't sure she actually won awards for it. And then, Ralph Fiennes for, oh boy.
It was Schindler's List, wasn't
Schindler's
it?
List.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these two coming into this one, you were expecting like the formula for, this is a script written or a story that was originally written by James Cameron. Mm-hmm. And then the script has been written by him, Catherine Bigelow, and Jay Cox, who's written quite a few scripts in Hollywood. He's pretty prolific as far as his films. You would think this was like a perfect storm of like gonna be a fantastic hit, considering its roots and like having it the way its skeleton looks on paper,
and how all the other powerhouse people around them.
Right. Well, I mean, and then on top of that, you have like they're playing small roles, but like you have Tom Sizemore in his heyday of crazy Tom Sizemore-ness. Yeah. Vince Vaughn is in this.
Not Vince Vaughn.
Oh, nope. Vincent D'Onofrio.
There we go. He looks a little Vince Vaughn-y back in those days.
Vinces, whatever they are, they're one of those Vince guys. Because this was like post like heavy Full Metal Jacket. And
when did we have Men in Black?
Oof, I feel like that was like. Maybe a little bit before this.
I thought it was before this too. I didn't look to remember.
Maybe it's 1992, I think, and this is 1995.
Right.
So feels right.
And him as Edgar, like that was a much bigger role than this one.
Yeah. I mean, and when did The Cell come out? I feel like that was late 90s.
The Cell was around in there somewhere. Was it late 90s? Probably like maybe closer. Yeah.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's it has all the formula to be really amazing. Because, I mean, on paper, we're looking at like this kind of cyberpunky. Oh, like I also forgot to mention Juliette Lewis.
Juliette Lewis is in there. Yep.
But like it's like a cyberpunk noir thriller. Like it has all these elements of things that we, are going to be like this perfect storm of a film, but unfortunately, it just doesn't hit. It does not do well to the point of like this ruins Catherine Bigelow's career for like a decade.
I thought K-19, The Widowmaker, did that for Catherine Bigelow.
Well, that was another stinker.
That's the film after this one, right?
She didn't actually like redeem herself until we get to like what? the Hurt Locker,
Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30. That's it. Yeah, or
whichever one came first. I think you're right. I think it was the Hurt Locker came first, and then Zero Dark 30.
Either or. Those
Yeah.
were like her redemption films.
Yeah.
I mean, and prior to this, she didn't have like the most amazing films. But to me, I mean, she had Point Break. That was a
Huge
iconic film.
Absolutely.
And generationally, like one of those Gen X films that are like that stick to.
Right.
And then on top of that, the most influential vampire film, as far as I'm concerned, Near Dark.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh.
I wanted to be Bill Paxton in that movie.
I love Bill Paxton. So he's one of my all-time favorites. When he passed away, like it literally hurt.
Yeah.
I love Bill Paxton.
I love him in that
So good.
finger licking good. Like I just love that movie. We should do that one sometime.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, and like you had said, with James Cameron being the writer of this one,
Yeah.
they're out of their relationship that they
Right.
had. They had been together for a while.
Yeah, they think they got split up in like 1991.
Yeah, somewhere
So
in there.
they're still friendly.
So they were still friendly, working together, doing this one. But then you've got like this whole like span of actors who have been in Terminator and Terminator 2 and Aliens and The Abyss.
Yeah.
So it's like this, and you know, and they're in Near Dark as well. So it's like this hodgepodge of people that they're all working with that they love.
Which I kind of love that. I mean, you would think that would make for a really comfortable film, but again, a miss.
Well, it was a miss at the box office, but what do you feel about it?
I think like now I think that it's gotten a lot of love. Unfortunately, because of James Cameron's like hold on this film, I think it's not gotten a new Blu-ray release. It's not streaming anywhere right now. You can find it on a all regions like DVD or Blu-ray, not Blu-ray, but like DVD. But it's not even like, it's so inaccessible.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple films like that he did. Like The Abyss is also hard to.
That's a tough one.
Can't find it on
own
Blu-ray.
that one.
It's not on Blu-ray though.
I don't own it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I don't think it's gotten a Blu-ray treatment.
I have a VHS tape of the original cinema release, and then I have a Blu-ray director's cut with all the additional storytelling.
When did that come out? Was that pretty recent?
Oh man, I've had that since because they did a theatrical re-release of that was like a limited run, and then they did that, and so I have. Man, I want to say that was like, when did that? It was like late 90s, early 2000s. Like as a DVD, like when DVDs were around.
Oh, not a Blu-ray.
No, not a Blu-ray.
I was gonna say I
DVD.
don't think it's got a Blu-ray treatment yet.
I don't know that it's gotten a Blu-ray either.
I think there's a few of his films that have like still haven't gotten a Blu-ray treatment. For whatever reason, I think Cameron's like kind of a control freak or something like that. But like this isn't his film technically. I mean. He wrote the story.
Yeah.
But I think that's
and
like,
as a producer.
He is a producer. So I think that's probably like where it's like why it's kind of held up as far as not getting a Blu-ray treatment.
Yeah.
There's always like lots of companies involved when you're trying to get a Blu-ray release because you have to get permission from this company. And sometimes this company's been absorbed by that one, as we all know, like how that goes.
I know.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So how did you feel about it though? You kind of, you did mention that it was a box office stinker, if you want to mention.
So I saw this in the theater in 1995. Like just a few years or a year and a half or so after graduating high school, this was the right age because musically, it was kind of still holding on to a lot of that, like industrial stuff that's playing. It's also Graham Revell did the soundtrack for it. So, he did the Crow. The Graham Revell did a lot of soundtracks, the Craft and things like that.
Yeah, and this is a year after The Crow,
right?
94. Yeah.
So it's still in that same kind of vibe, which is interesting because it has Michael Wincott. Wincott. Thank you. He being like in this movie after The Crow, after all of that. Yeah.
In a pretty intense scene that's like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Which, we can mention that one as we get down the road if we talk about that scene. So
I think what always stood out for me before I saw this film was the trailers for this film. they were so smart with the trailers. They didn't give away too much. It was like a close up of Lenny Nero, which is played by Ralph Fiennes, and he is going, "I'm the magic man. Ever wanted to drop in, drop out, experience something for the first time?" Part of the monologue that he uses when he's trying to sell things, but
Right.
like it's a close up. And so you get this just very intense, and like there's words flashing on the screen like drop in, pleasure, and like his close up and like his eyes. And it's such a tight shot. That trailer, like, obviously burned its place into my memory because I remember thinking just what a cool, like, kind of intense way of like kind of setting us up for this character. And then then we come to meet him. He's kind of a damsel in distress, which I thought was really great.
Yeah.
Like if you come into this film thinking like he's going to be like so suave and smart and things like that, you're actually like surprised to find that he is the damsel in distress.
Right.
That Angela Bassett's Mace Mason is his bodyguard, and she is the toughie and looks the part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She's the strong lead.
This is definitely the film where I felt like I got a pretty major crush on Angela Bassett. That has never let up since.
Oh, I mean, well, how could you not? She's amazing in this.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's phenomenal actor. Just
and
amazing.
And she doesn't really get to be her phenomenal self in this, though.
You don't think so?
No, because I think that her character lent itself to be very kind of the character was kind of bland in general, but like that, I think that's kind of the problem with a lot of these is that the characters are very meh, like kind of low heartbeat.
Yeah.
Nobody's incredibly dynamic in this, and I think that shows. But do I think it's still a great film? Absolutely. Did it influence me as a young adult? Absolutely. I knew that I liked kind of cyberpunky stuff, but I think this was kind of the right kind of cyberpunk for me that had that just enough noir and goth to it that I could find it accessible and it wasn't too nerdy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. Some things would overstretch into like too nerdy of a like steampunky, because that was kind of also happening at the time. That was like the beginning
The
eras.
early steampunk days.
Yeah, like City of Lost Children and things like that. So we were kind of looking at those.
love that one.
Yeah. But like those were that was that kind of that era film, like Dark City.
I was gonna say Dark City's like a year or two after that. That's another Alex Proyas film. That's his follow-up from The Crow.
Which amazing also. So I think
99%
we
amazing.
were really lucky in this era. Like people kind of consider this era of filmmaking not the best, but like I feel like that's when we got to see the kind of hidden gems or like the cult classics that later became cult classics and like in the later years. I think a lot of those films weren't appreciated for what they were because this is the beginning of an audience that wanted superheroes and dynamic and like spectacular sets and things like that. We're watching LA burn itself to the ground at the very beginning of this movie. It is coming off of like Rodney King. It's coming off of like where we are now on the preface of technology integrating into our lives. And this is I feel like a good warning, but also like had a visionary aspect to it in this film without giving too much away. I mean, the plot's pretty simple. Lenny Nero is a character that is selling a particular vice. It's something made up, which I think is kind of fantastic, but it's also like very foretelling for our future. But he sells experience through a device called a squid or squib, one of the two. Squid, thank you. And it's a neural interface that you lay on top of your head and you play like these mini CDs on. Do you remember these CDs?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
As soon as he
So
popped one
quaint
out, I
to
was like,
see it.
oh my God. I remember this era because we were like CDs had just come out too.
Yeah.
And I think that they were like, ooh, but we can make them smaller.
tiny.
Like we can make them
In
like
its own little case.
you can carry it. So I think this kind of played on that vibe. It's like a familiar yet futuristic technology. And that's definitely what we're seeing here with this device. And this device is able to offer a an ability to see and feel things that you would never be able to experience or that you want to re-experience. Nero is a flawed person. He is trapped in the memories of his lost love, and she's not dead, but still, like, he's never able to let go of that. He continues to relive this experience over and over again. So we kind of see at the very beginning of this film, it kind of opens up to where we're seeing a point of view shot of a burglary in progress. And the burglary in progress is happening, and we realize that this is somebody putting on a squid and recording the experience of going in and shooting up a convenience store. And then things kind of go awry, and these become tapes that are not usable because they're called snuff tapes, because somebody ends up dying or committing suicide or a rape has happened on these. These are considered really not good experiences for people to capture or whatever. And I think that, no, I don't think that. I think that in the film they're trying to create a differentiation between like good tapes, bad tapes, hot tapes, and then as fun experiences like skiing or two women having sex and getting to watch from that perspective as a man or whatever. Like, I think this is a really cool way to show addiction.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Well, yeah, he
In a long-winded way of saying it.
Yeah, he is addicted to the same technology thrill that he's peddling. So, and
he's using his own, what do they call it, in your own sandbox, or
he's using his own product. So he's out there selling it, and he's got all sorts of problems around his addiction, but he's trying to peddle his addiction out to everyone. And he has kind of his whole face that he puts out there toward people about he's a wheeler dealer,
magic
working
man.
Right. He's the magic man, as they call him, and as you were saying. So he is selling this stuff as a clean alternative to other types of drugs, allowing people to have experiences that they would never be able to have for a variety of reasons. They can't have those experiences mostly because of who they are.
Right.
And so this gives them that underground taste of what it is to have this alternative lifestyle. But it's really about him just trying to support his own habit.
Oh, 100%. And unfortunately, being a little bit too selfish to see what is in front of him. Like his friendship. He is appreciative of the people around him, but he's definitely a user of people.
Yeah, he's abusive of his relationships. Yeah,
100%.
Very much so.
100%. And this kind of all happens. He gets the bad tape of the person in the convenience store situation. And that launches us into our story where we're finding out that this is 1999 New Year's Eve. This all happens on 2 days, I think. 2 days.
2 days. We
So
start out on the 30th, and we
30th,
do
okay.
cross into the 31st, and then, into
then
the new millennium.
Into the new millennium. So this movie I feel like it is tipping on that because this is 1995's view of what the millennium is going to be like. I'm sure you remember the turn of the century was like, okay.
Yeah.
Where are my flying cars?
Yeah.
What the hell? Still waiting.
Yeah.
It's 2026. Where are they?
Well, and it kind of tries to start hinting at a little bit of the ideas of social media.
It does. Well, and also back in 1995, the only way that you were on the internet was still in its infancy, right? So this is also talking about a time when we were like, if you were able to get on the internet in 1995, you had a really good connection or money or something like that. Or, I remember going to labs and computer labs.
Right. And it was still the green screen,
a
black screen with the green letters and stuff. So
I remember looking at MUDs or slushes or BBCs. Is that BBSs? It's been a long time.
I know. We've come a long way since then.
We have come a long way. And this is also it kind of hints at technology that we're going to have, the idea of YouTube. Everybody is watching each other. Bluetooth technology. this is also like in this without being something that was kind of unfathomed at the time. I mean, I know that Bluetooth has an infancy and like,
I don't know when Bluetooth
well,
started.
not the name Bluetooth, but the idea of wireless
Right.
transmission.
Yeah.
That's not a brand new concept, but it
Sure.
wasn't a common concept.
Right. It
for
wasn't a
sure.
consumer plug and play kind of a
Right.
technology,
Right.
like not even close at the time.
No. And that's what I think is so. One of the things that I think that one of the reasons why I really like this film is because of those little aspects. It's like this is tangible technology and a future that is unfortunately very parallel with our own currently.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that
Whew,
you
right?
can watch in there just about everybody filming everything, things happening in real time, POV shots.
The death of Tupac Shakur was around this era. Like this is,
Oh, yeah, back
this
then,
is like,
yeah.
I mean, this was on the pulse at the time. That's why I'm shocked that it flopped like that.
Right. Yeah, and this is referencing Jericho 1, a character in
Right.
there who was an influential rapper who had a very political stance and was talking about as a lot of music did in that era, and was talking about policing and what that meant to black communities, black and brown communities, and how that was affecting their lives, their social, their cultural way of life, and how they were speaking out about it. So yeah, it was taking those ideas of 1995 and then really trying to project out, well, what happens in 4 to 5 years? What does that start to look like with where we are now? And it's remarkable how I guess it either never went away or it's replaying itself now with what we're going through.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, even the idea of like him being able to walk into, like Lenny's character being able to walk into a fancy party without even being checked because, what privilege for? Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's also like, he's a smooth talker.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, he figures his way into things. Yeah, this movie I feel like isn't underrated for sure. I feel like people should see this film for the idea of like reflecting back on what we thought technology was going to be like and how it has like evolved now. When I was in this age range, I was really interested in the concept of transhumanism, the ethical. The idea of how technology is going to affect our ethics and how we as humans are going to be adaptive to technology or make it part of our lives or integrate with it. Like, so I found this movie to be kind of one of those, like, on my list of like integration. I think I even probably sourced it when I was doing my paper about this. Yeah. In college. Yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie, but I also, like, I've seen it. This is probably like the third or fourth time I've ever watched it. I didn't get to watch it in the theater. It's, I guess for where I am now, this is a very intense film in one particular scene, and how the technology is also used too, because the technology plays a very particular role in here. It kind of has in what we have today, a similarity would be that it's streaming, like live video. And for
Right.
them, it's not live, it is recorded, but it's disseminated very quickly. There are peddlers who are out there who peddle in certain things. There are some people that can record and they can duplicate, and they have all of this stuff. They build out the technology, but they're not necessarily the distribution people. That's where Lenny is. Lenny is a distributor. He doesn't even make the stuff. He just hooks people up with it. But it has this very live streamer aspect of it, which is, people recording on their phones now.
Yeah.
And so the
Privacy.
privacy and the debilitating, is debilitating the right way? I guess a very weaponized version of what this does is they're able to use this technology malevolently to inflict damage on other folks beyond the idea of you filming someone or something in a compromising situation. What we find is our bad guy the person we get to, our most evil henchman of all of this stuff, has actually done something where they've jacked the technology back around, where if they are seeing and experiencing something and recording it, they are also then at the same time making a victim feel and experience and witness what is being inflicted on them, right? From the perspective of the perpetrator.
Which is pretty gnarly, as we see happen.
Right. And we don't have to get into a discrete, detailed description of what goes on there, but it's a pretty horrifying thought that not only are you having something done against you, but then you're watching it in your brain. You can't turn your brain off. This thing is making you watch that.
Right.
And then we see the other side of that, where not the other side, but another use of this is where they weaponize it in a second way, where they have like an amp on it where it just fries your brain. It
fries
just
your
liquefies
frontal lobe, so you're not technically dead. So it's not murder.
Right. You're not dead, but you are definitely cooked.
You are cooked.
Yeah.
The movie has two main plot, I feel like two main plot points, or two main plot stories, right? So the first is the police officers that are have murdered or have assassinated Jericho 1, and this was caught on a squid, and they are trying to find, these two officers are trying to disseminate and eliminate the people that have this footage so that they can save their careers. So they're killing people, and this is one main plot that's happening over here, and that's where Lenny's trying to get it. But then you also have the secondary plot of this killer that is for hire, essentially, or for pleasure, or whatever, that is doing what you were saying with using the technology in a different way, but also is the one who has murdered the person who makes the tapes, murdered the person who witnessed the event, and tries to murder our hero.
But those. So we've kind of got this guy who's a hitman who had been the bodyguard and kind of a little bit of a spy and things. But the tools that he uses no one ever asked him to do that. He did that on his own.
He's just
They just said, go and take care of this thing.
Yeah.
And he went to go and take care of that thing, and then found his own twisted, demented way for his own personal satisfaction of how he was going to do that, which makes it so, if it could be so much worse, it is so much worse.
Yeah. Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
And a terrible wig.
Yeah.
Woo! That wig is something else.
It is something else. Well, because most all of us who know Tom Sizemore know Tom Sizemore doesn't have any hair. So you're seeing him in that thing.
Blondish, kind of
It's Bruce Willis in Surrogate with his long-haired blonde wig. It's just whoa.
It's just so not okay.
So bad.
It takes me out of it so bad at first. And then I realize it's part of the story, but still I'm whoa. I think at the point when I was just I got so tired of it and we were watching it and I was this fucking movie with with his wig.
I think the average film watcher, film goer doesn't notice that maybe as much because they may not know Tom Sizemore as much as us, or they just accept wigs. Some people just can excuse all sorts of things, but yeah.
I cannot. A bad wig. I cannot. A bad wig. I was watching a movie that had Linda Hamilton in it recently. It was she was wearing a brown curly-haired wig, and it was the one about written by John Carpenter. It has Tommy Lee Jones in it.
Oh, John Carpenter with Tommy Lee Jones in it?
Yeah, well, John Carpenter wrote it. He didn't direct it.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's about stolen cars and things like that. Anyways.
Oh my goodness!
I just watched this movie recently. I'm such a dummy. But anyways, I can't disseminate that. I cannot deal with a bad wig. It will immediately bad wig. Oh my god! And, Stranger Things, the season of Stranger Things, the wigs on everybody, bonkers. I cannot even. It just wigs.
Yeah.
you got to get a wig right.
Yeah.
Like it is the first uncanny valley that I'll be like, my brain immediately is like, oh, that's a bad wig. Can't even handle it.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. I just rewatched all of the Lord of the Rings films. There's
some bad wigs in there.
There's a few bad wigs, but it's really weird because there are times with actors where the actor is in a really good wig. And then there are times when actors are in a bad wig or they've just said it weird. And it's like, I'm like, is this a reshoot shot? Because this is clearly not the piece of hair that they had like 2 scenes ago.
But that's the thing is that you're same as me. I'm like, I can see that. Like it is.
Oh, yeah.
Glaring. It's like, boom, like a spotlight
Yeah.
on it. That's
There was I was watching with Sean Bean, one of my favorite actors. I love Sean Bean. I have a script that I've written for Sean Bean, by the way. Sean Bean, if you're listening, I know you're a fan. But it's literally in the same scene, but we're looking and then we cut to this and then we cut back to him. It's like, oh, those are 2 different lengths of hair.
Oh no.
What are we doing here? Folks like who? And again, most people viewing that are never going to notice, but I was like, that's blatantly obvious. That's just silly.
It's because we're nerds, man.
Yeah.
That's our problem.
Yeah.
We look at films and we kind of break them apart. I think someone once asked me, I was like, do you actually enjoy watching films? I was like, yeah, that's why I do this.
Yeah.
Breaking them apart is kind of like, that's a later thing. First time I watch them, I go in wholehearted and hope for the best. And then, whew, Shelby Oaks.
Oh.
You and I saw that, right?
Yeah. Did we watch that one together?
Yeah, that was that Chris Stuckman movie.
Oh, I know the one.
Oh, yeah. You and I saw that in the theater. Whew.
God damn.
You hope for the best, and things don't always work out. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's nothing, nothing against that director. My day will come and I'm going to have my folks pan against me, but I'll tell you what, that and this is a side note, but I guess that's what we're all about, and I have no career to destroy, so I guess it doesn't really fucking matter, but that is one of those things where it's like a person liked this guy, Mike Flanagan liked this guy, and then attached his name to it. And I don't know if he got him money or helped him or anything, because this guy did a Kickstarter for all of this, and I don't know if Mike Flanagan then attaching himself ended up putting the Kickstarter over the top, or they found other investors. I don't know what it is, but that's the thing is like, oh, Mike Flanagan, signed off on this thing, did all this, and then I watched it, and I'm like, oh, come on, Mike, like, God damn it, here we are. This is the insiders club of stuff. This was not good.
No.
Anyway, I'm just being a dick now. It was not good. That was a massively flawed and disappointing film.
Well,
and we're not even about doing that, but I just did.
No, that's kind of what it mean. Ultimately, like those are the things that I think take people out of movies and make or break movies. This might have been one of the contributing factors to why this movie didn't do well. Again, like I said, the performances, I feel like were kind of, some were good and then some were,
yeah.
Like I am not a fan of Juliette Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people are. She does a great impression of Courtney Love in this.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? Like,
you are not wrong.
I feel like she is pretending to be Courtney Love. She's like, all right, I'm going to be this kind of like super aggressive, psychosexual, like wild, like this might be Juliette Lewis. I don't know. But like to me, this feels like her impression of like.
Yeah. Well, Michael Wincott's the same way. Look, he's a year after The Crow, and while there's the tragedy of The Crow, he's
basically playing Top Dollar again.
Kind of like he is, but this is phoned in Top Dollar.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, hey man, I'm only here for like a couple of days, so let's get this train
he's
going
also like
here. Like
doing this accent that he keeps dropping.
He keeps dropping it,
and
yes.
It's like what? So again, like I said, the performances, like people are kind of. Kind of no heartbeat.
And this was a big budget.
$42 million.
$17
million.
And in 95 to have a $42 million budget, like that's
with
a big
stacked cast.
budget.
a
Absolutely.
bunch of names behind you. It is a tragic. Like I said, this movie ruined her career for at least a decade.
How long was it till Widowmaker came along? Because Widowmaker was a massive bomb, and that one...
That was after this.
It was after this
Yeah.
one, but I don't remember how long after it, because that one was one too where like Harrison Ford was like not showing up on set. He wasn't knowing his lines, like he was phoning it in.
Yeah.
I think there was tension
I don't
between
even think
him
I-
and Liam Neeson.
I
I've
don't
never
think I
seen.
saw Widowmaker.
No, I think I've seen a little bit of it where I started to watch and I was trying to watch them have Russian accents. It's like, oh no, we're moving on.
Yeah. Oh boy. That's like The Hunt for Red October.
That one's wonderful.
Which was a
I
great
love The
movie,
Hunt.
but accents are like all over the place.
That movie is just, that one is so good that it doesn't bother me. It's like, I think their attempts are milder. They're not trying to have deep Russian accents and trying to be like, and then
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
mixed in with like their
Scottish.
Welsh or Scottish or Irish or anything else. Like, I don't know. There's something about it where it's like, I don't have an issue. It just doesn't take me out of it.
That doesn't take me out of it, but for whatever reason in this film, it really bugs me because I think that it just feels like there are so many misses that hurt this film, but also I still like really love this movie because
I enjoy it too.
I think it's such a cool idea, and I mean maybe it's my Gen X nostalgia kick for me. I don't know, maybe that's why I love it so much. But I feel like it's a sleeper hit that people didn't know enough about. I think that maybe the trailer might have been too vague, but even though I thought it was great,
but it's grim. Like it's
a very dark story.
It's a dark story, and that one particular scene with our bad guy that we come to find out later is what's his bud? It's,
Tom Sizemore, big surpriser.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore is a guy that's recording himself do this. Like that's an intense. Hard, like that's a hard scene to watch. Going
is.
back and watching it this time, I was like, oh, I didn't remember this thing being.
I agree.
This tough to watch.
The rape scene is pretty intense.
It's
the
really
rape
tough.
Murder is pretty crazy. It reminds me of the movie The Hideaway.
Oh, I have never seen The Hideaway.
Ooh, it's a Dean Koontz book that has Jeff Goldblum in it.
Oh,
playing a guy who has an accident, so he's like psychically linked to a serial killer. And it's a CG poop fest.
Oh no!
But
when did that come out?
In the same era, I feel like in the
was it
a little bit after this?
Yeah,
has a great soundtrack. KMFDM, but anyways, like it's I like these kinds of like noir-esque kind of technology. Like I love that cyberpunk without it being like I'm cyberpunk, I'm jacked in, and like it's
like
not,
a Johnny Mnemonic.
It's Johnny Mnemonic, bless it. Whoo! There's things
because that's around that same time too.
I kind of have a small love. I love that stupid movie. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I mean, it just has so many fun actors in it. They're just like, oh look, there's Henry Rollins. Oh look, it's Ice-T.
Yeah.
Oh look. I mean, there's some good fun. It's good fun.
Oh yeah.
This movie is not fun to watch, but it is visually very beautiful. And I think that's one of the things that I think keeps it going is that this is a stunning future, like a stunning future movie, because it's not so futuristic that we're like, we can't relate.
It's not Blade Runner-esque.
It's not Blade Runner-esque. There's nothing like, there's no fancy like guns. There's no pew pew lasers. It is very like feels right on track.
Right.
And I think that's what makes it fun to watch for me.
Yeah.
It's not a fun watch. I keep stressing that because I want to be like, if you're sensitive to rape and things like that, this is an intense film. This has a very intense off-screen, on-screen-ish rape that's a lot. And but beyond the warnings, it is I would say definitely put this in your Rolodex of things to watch when you're talking about like looking at future noir.
If you can handle Martyrs, this movie's not going to be a big deal. I still haven't seen Martyrs, but the way everybody describes it, I'm just so afraid to. Yeah,
it's not a fun watch.
Yeah. So, but there are a lot of people who have seen that and have recommended it to me.
That's kind of like listening to the Beatles. They've got a lot of fans.
Yeah.
They don't need you as a new fan.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have to watch Martyrs. I just not necessary for any kind of repertoire film understanding or anything like that. I feel like there's nothing new to be gained. It's nothing that is revolutionary. It is just brutality.
Yeah. Well, so you know what? I am going to say this. This is one thing I heard somebody else say this once, and I agreed with them so much. So I've kind of taken up their same idea. They like the big swings, even when the big swing doesn't land something.
Yes.
Like a Mickey 17. Mickey 17 wasn't a good movie. I didn't really enjoy it. And that was coming off of Parasite. And I didn't think it was a very good movie, but man, it was a big swing.
I thought it had moments of good.
It had moments.
Yeah.
Right. It had moments. And that's the thing. Those big swing moments, like you can feel that they're trying to do something. And the thing is with that is someone is trying to really push their art and give us something. And I've said it before, this is my own idea. Every film is an experiment. Even if you're Spielberg, your film is still an experiment.
Or a miracle.
And a miracle at the same time. So Sinners is a film that is a big swing. It's a big swing, but like that one just connected and it went right out of the park. And so this film feels like it was a big swing. And I think that I really wish that I could tell you that I was paying more attention back in 95. I was 24 when this film came out, and I was graduating college. And I just paid so little attention to
I was 18.
what the world was kind of doing. I was so just kind of lost in whatever it was that I was going to do that I was a little bit oblivious to things. So I really wish that I could remember that time well enough where I could look at this and go, it was just too big for where we were.
I think that's probably a good way to put it. I mean, I think that people are, at this point, we were still as a country we're at the very beginnings of like Gulf War, the end of Gulf War, first Gulf War, right?
Yeah, we've come out of Reagan and Reaganomics. I think we just transitioned. Have we transitioned? I think by this time, Clinton is president.
I think so.
So we've gotten out of the first Gulf War, the stuff in Kuwait and everything.
Yeah.
So this is, we're
we're
like 5 years away from George Bush,
right.
George W.
I think people were hoping for like a less grim future, and I think this might have been too grim for what audiences were looking for in this time period. For me as an 18-year-old, I was very like riot girl, and like, this was kind of like my like my soapbox because of my particular field of study and philosophy, that I was fascinated by ethics and technology and the sociology of technology. And I just think that's probably why I think this movie is always going to have like, like always be on my bookshelf, so to speak, because it's it's one of those foundational films if you were at the right age. We all have those, like for our age.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that this is around that time because this was like The Crow. This was, Cool World. This was all of those, like, plus the soundtracks were all kind of using industrial music. And I was a big industrial music fan at the time. And oh boy, anything that had like a industrial band soundtrack, I was like, oh, I'm going to pick up the soundtrack for sure.
And what a time for that, too. Again, we had The Crow the year before. We had this one. I don't remember the Dark City soundtrack well enough to speak on it, but we're 4 years away from The Matrix.
Yeah. And then The Matrix was like hit it all home.
Oh, yeah.
And what a success that was. And not the other Matrix films.
Yeah.
Per se.
No, that was the one-hit wonder of things.
And the Animatrix was great.
Yes, the Animatrix was pretty good. That was good follow-up stuff. That was like really good, like fun fill-in, like all these other artists experimenting in that sandbox. Absolutely.
Memories is a film like that came out around. This was an animated, an anime anthology that has kind of like roots in, definitely has roots in the movie Heavy Metal, but like also kind of has this feel. This was also around the same time period. Unfortunately, I didn't see Memories until just recently, Yeah. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
It's the writers of like Ghost in the Shell and Akira, and the directors of Ghost in the Shell, or directors of Akira. They made an anthology.
I
The
bet
first
that's
two,
amazing.
fantastic. Third one, man, it's not as strong,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely a kiss to Ralph Bashki in that last
Oh, wow.
vignette.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I feel like that also is in that because that was like what 1992, so close in this time period. This was like the end of the 1900s. I feel like, have you seen that silly meme? It's like when someone says 1900s and it shoots to like a Jurassic Park thing. Like, that's how I feel anytime I hear myself say the words the late 1900s. But whew, here we are,
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
The late 1900s.
My birth date has a 19 in front of it.
Me
so
too. Oh,
Just the
boy.
reality I'm in. Yeah.
But yeah. Would you recommend this film to people?
I would recommend this to people depending on who I was talking to. Yeah, other than that one scene, I do really like this film, other than the intensity of that one scene. So
I gotta tell
would
you,
give that as a warning. But
and I'm the person who was very affected by rape stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like in the general. And when we talked about movies, I was more upset at the brutality of Angela Bassett, of Mace getting beaten down by all the cops,
oh man,
than I was more than the rape scene, because the rape scene was
Yeah.
enough off screen that it was like wasn't. I was like, I can put that away.
yeah,
Whereas this was like, I'm watching her get her like ass beat
Mm-hmm.
by bunches of nightsticks, and that hurt
it is.
my heart.
That
to
is
watch.
a Rodney King,
direct-
L.A. riots. Like it,
Yeah.
we're watching
And these are the
that stuff like
LAPD,
that.
so
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend this film, and because it is intense and it is something that now we look at it and it reflects back to a point in time that I think that we were in, and we tried to really ignore it or tried to tell ourselves that we're not, but it really was foreshadowing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was looking forward and trying to give some warnings on some really important topics.
Yeah, and I don't want to use this as like a I don't want to talk about this movie
Visionary.
like I definitely don't want to use that term, but I just think that this has a place in multiple genres, in the sense of like, it is a good tech film, it is a very good like cyberpunk, it is also a noir film in a lot of ways. And then, there isn't a lot of redemption here, but then there is a overarching love story when Lenny kind of comes to his senses and realizes that Mace really loves him and he loves her, and he's able to let go of that relationship with Juliette Lewis, who is terribly toxic in this movie.
Yes, very much so. I can't say that Lenny earned.
No, he definitely didn't. He didn't
Her?
deserve her.
No,
Or
he
she didn't deserve.
She didn't deserve him.
Well, she didn't. She needed better.
She deserved much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, she deserved. They did not deserve each other.
It
so.
also felt a little, also mid. Like,
Yeah.
to me, when they kiss, I was just like, okay. First of all, it looks so like
Oh, he's in there.
he's all like, blah, like his whole.
He was.
I've never acted on a movie.
Ray Fiennes was like, "This might be the end of my career, so I'm getting everything I can right now."
I've never acted in a movie. I've never had to make out with anybody fake. So I have no idea what that even looks like, but that was just like, oh wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And definitely just beyond that scene felt so hollow. Other than that, I mean, there was something so forced.
Yeah.
That it felt like we could have just left them as friends.
I
And it
loved the
would've-
moment leading up to it. Like before it happened, I just kept thinking, cut
Right?
cut right here, cut right here. Oh, dang it, they're going in. It's gonna happen. Damn it.
Like I just felt like that was.
It's just not earned.
It wasn't earned. It was very forced, and
He doesn't really redeem himself. Like
No!
he comes through as an anti-hero to find out who the bad guy is, his buddy, and like, reconciles that.
out.
But he doesn't actually ever come to the place where he realizes that Juliette Lewis is a toxic, terrible person who's been wrapped up in stuff, who never loved him, who's off doing this other stuff, who's doing terrible things. He should have no care or anything.
She used him always to get to where she was at.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
And she was using everyone else along the way too. And so there's never a realization. Like it never comes to anything until this moment where it's like, okay, super hot muscle chick right here is kind of leaning in. Yeah, we're going to take this one. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah.
I thought, that was hollow.
It was not a perfect film.
But, and here's the thing, it's like, I sound like we're like totally like dissing this film, but honestly, like, overall, like, I still love this movie.
There's a lot of really great, like most of this film is pretty excellent. Like 85% of this film is
Plot works,
really excellent.
Story works.
Absolutely.
It does kind of tread on its own, like stuff a little bit at one point when there's a scene where he sees that Top Dollar,
Yeah.
I can't remember the character's name.
Philo.
Philo is frontal cortex is toast.
Baked, yeah.
And so he's like, picks up the device, puts it on his head, and I'm like, my dude.
No, he doesn't put it on his head. He's carrying one around that was handed to him when he came into the room.
Oh, that had his name on it.
There was a Nero with a card on it and then another unit. But
I
it's
would
like,
have put that on my head.
I know there's no way. I'm like, wait a minute. What? You're literally watching this. You know that they are frying
Weaponizing.
folks.
Yes.
Why is this happening?
That's the only time I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's believable. Everybody's believable. A little hollow. Everybody's a little phoned in. But other than that, I mean, I just think that it's beautiful. The costuming is beautiful. It feels great.
Visually, very realized. Yeah,
There's
it's
this
a
beautiful
great-
scene where like showers of foil confetti are coming down, and like people are running, and like it is just. There are so many spectacular things to this that I feel like
huge crowd shots with tons
Gorgeous.
of extras.
Gorgeous.
So much action going
Gorgeous.
on and it's like, that's not CGI. They're paying for all that.
I mean, the shooting people in the middle of the
Yeah.
crowds, like, wow. You would have think that Michael, he would have been like, no, I'm not doing this after
Right.
The Crow. But, whatever. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous film that does not get enough love. And it is a good, like, jumping point into a genre of films, I feel like, that are deeply influenced by this movie. This is one of those created an influence, helped create a genre, or backbone of genre.
I would agree. This is a solid entry into cyberpunk, which it didn't even dawn on me, and of course it is until you said it. But this is a very, very solid entry into the cyberpunk world, one that stands out above most of the attempts.
Agreed.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you want a palate cleanser of a movie to watch next?
Yeah, why
Something a
not?
little easier?
Something gentle on the soul.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, why don't we watch the Muppet movie?
Oh boy, I love that movie.
I love that movie too.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah, Rafe Fiennes is not in this one, so we're not doing a threefer on it. Oh.
Thanks for watching this movie with me. Sorry if I traumatized you.
Not at all. Thanks for watching it with me, because I watched this movie a couple times before this one too. So I mean, yeah, no, this was a great pick. So I love watching movies with you and talking about it. It's always so great. Cool. Well, until the next time, we'll see ya.
All right.